The Bee Gees go crazy. Again and again. Find out what's got the Gibb brothers laughing. That's next.
That's Paul McCartney. I want my book back. I'm not taking calls while I'm filming. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, that's different. I've been working out. I've been burning the midnight oil. You know, scripts all over the hotel room, cigarette ashes and coffee. I don't even smoke.
It's Friday night, and I just got paid.
We don't need cause no aggros. We're the boys. We're the boys.
Lads.
Yeah, oh, you saw his stroke?
I saw his stroke, and it's a marvellous stroke by most strokes. I've seen a few.
I don't think us two. We're already. See, I don't think anybody is asked. I think it just comes to the end of the stage of this show, and they all just get on. You know, I don't think anyone really knows.
Push our way. We'll be there. We're the boys. We're the lads.
Yeah.
We're the boys. We'll be in there. You know what I mean? We push in. You know?
But I think everyone just takes a bit.
You don't have to hold it. It's very heavy. Okay.
We carry on because we love to write. We love to do what we're doing.
It's been different than that. People have wiped us off every 10 years. They haven't really sort of made a comment about us every 10 years. They've more or less made statements that we couldn't possibly go on. I think that's happened about 3 times in a row now.
We are our own best advertisers. We make our own comments about ourselves, and I think it's because what we do best. We enjoy doing it, and I think we'll always do it.
We'll go on doing it.
Yeah. We can't do anything else.
Well, you can be a paper boy like before. No, last time. No.
Last ever quiet.
All right.
I was 19 when I was first married, and so was Andy. So the 16 doesn't even come into it.
Oh, I see. I thought you were 16 when you left Australia.
No, I was
You were
19.
19. Okay, I got it.
We were about 16. Actually, he was 14 when he took a wife.
Our own friends don't treat us the same way.
What friends?
I mean, they do treat. They are our friends and just as close.
Friend.
But you sense a different way that they treat you.
Oh yeah, they do.
In fact, we're very lonely. What, from a distance, they treat you.
Well, I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, and as he was cleaning my shoes, I said, "Listen."
Our father came here with his own orchestra, with his own band, about 12-piece band, and he worked on the ferry between Liverpool and the Isle of Man during World War II. This was his way of avoiding the bombs.
Avoiding World War II. Similar. You can't blame him. We used to like to pretend fighting in public and make everybody think there was a real fight. Of course, Barry being a lot bigger, wasn't that much difference in age, it's just that he was a lot taller. And the sight of him sort of punching the hell out of a little kid was kind of grotesque to onlookers. And we were filming this, you know.
Been in the media.
I think it showed all
Things change. I think they will see.
Yeah.
No, it's just been in the media and radio, really. You know, because they just need to go, hey, you know. It's only music, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a crazy business.
It's a wild and wacky world.
At this moment, various pop groups who've redone some old Bee Gee hit songs from the 60s in disco style. I'm talking about Moulin Rouge, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some other artists who just copy your singing style.
That's right.
Take Patrick Juvet from France.
Mm-hmm.
Does that in any way bother you?
No, flattering. It's very flattering. As they say,
Imitation is the greatest form of being flattened.
Yeah, imitation is a great form of being flattened.
A marriage ritual would take 3 or 4 days. Nowadays, it takes 10 minutes. And it's a mistake. It should be longer. It should be more binding to the two people that get married.
What
So it
happens when they
means
get
more.
divorced?
Same thing. Married 3 days, divorced 1 minute.
Yeah, divorces should be quicker anyway.
New York mining disaster, 1941. As you were short on experiences in life, were you short on topics for writing songs?
We were a bit short on avalanches, but...
No.
Yeah.
A song like Tokyo Nights, now, is that inspired by a visit?
No, yeah, we've had many
Inspired
Tokyo
by a
nights.
visit
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, it's a visit.
And visits that have been.
Yeah.
So not a specific set of circumstances.
It's a Pacific set of sense.
It's a Pacific set.
You asked for that.
I did.
No, that just came. We wanted something orientally sounding.
Robin and
thing.
Morris came up with that.
And we were doing it in my garage, and we just came up with this idea for it, and then we finished it off with Barry, and we all got together on it and made it work better, and re-recorded it, and it was just.
But it's really their song.
It's sort of an oriental type.
Yeah.
Robin sings it and he makes it his own.
Or at 11.
Film at 11.
Your new album is called Size Isn't Everything.
Yeah.
It's not personal. No.
Well, it is, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's a comedy act born right here on Friday Night Videos.
You've got to keep the jokes coming. You've got to keep it rolling.
One final question for the fans in Canada who are going to be seeing you. What can they expect to see in the Bee Gees tour this year?
A really great show.
Well, we hope to cover the whole spectrum. We use that terminology because it probably is the best one.
I can't think of anything.
You can't think of anything else. No.
We're going to try and include everything that they might know from 1967 up to now.
Yeah,
And
the lighting is wonderful. The sound is great. That's where we really, spent most of the time on.
I wouldn't look for explosions and things like that. We're not
We've already
going
done
through that type of show. We've been through that phase.
Laser beams and stuff.
I'm sick of getting back to the hotel burnt.
You stood too close to those.
Yes. My hair burned, my eyebrows singed.
Did that happen?
No, one time the
I
cam.
might boast a number of occasions.
Symbol there. Yeah. Flag. 3 legs.
Can you get
There you go. Oh, that's great. Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. Perfect. All right. Smile.
What about
Everybody
thinking between the legs?
smile.
Oh, what?
There you go.
How does the 3 legs of man have
No, I can't see that. There we go.
Did you ever catch the train in the end?
No, actually, that's a cardboard train. It was used in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid because that's on the MGM set in Hollywood, and we used that. That's where I think it was Butch Cassidy. It was one of those with whoever was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. What's his name?
Redford, was that Newman?
Yeah. Anyway, the
Wish you wouldn't ask questions like that.
a bit of trivia there.
I didn't know where we were. That's me.
If anybody ever really suffered through Sgt. Pepper, it was probably Frankie Howard. Sorry, Frank.
Yeah. Sorry we can't be with you tonight. We have a Millennium concert to play in Miami, but we look forward to seeing you in the new year, and we're coming over to the Isle of Man to do something very special.
Yeah, and I can't see a single word.
See, I told you.
There was a particular time in Jakarta. We were doing a performance there. The group, PGs, were doing a performance in Jakarta. And we were in 2 inches of water. There'd been a monsoon. There was 2 inches of water on the stage. And we were performing, but Morris would not pick up his bass guitar because if he did, he'd get 7,000 volts of electricity in him. So Lulu came round to the front of the stage and started to do a dance to get Morris on to perform because he would no way pick up this guitar on the stage. It was quite incredible, really.
And he did as a result of this, yeah?
Yes, he did.
And still here alive, yeah?
And I'd like to say that we're absolutely profoundly honoured to have the Isle of Man do such a wonderful stamp collection on little old us. And it's incredible. It really is incredible. And I know that Bernie's there tonight and they're going to auction them off. And
they're going to auction Bernie too.
Yeah, they're going to auction Bernie too. So it's a unique presentation of stamps.
Selling his body. Obviously, I'm a little bit nervous. If you don't have a very good sort of record with the chat show hosts, am I safe? Will you stay to the end?
Yeah, so far it's pretty good.
Can I just say that I'm a massive fan and I love all your work.
Well, you're safe then.
Would you please tell me what meaning ESP, the new album?
Well, ESP means the supernatural or reading people's minds. And that's what the album is based upon, very loosely. About winning and losing, superstition, like you win again. Unexplained, secrets, like giving up the ghost. And the song, there's a song called Giving Up the Ghost. You may laugh.
Okay.
Did you say you were going to pull his head off? Is that true?
I did on one TV show. I did say that I was so angry because if a guy had come up into a pub and said so much to me, said the same thing, I don't think anybody would have felt differently than I did.
I reckon you could have him.
I think I could, yeah. Bring him on. Bring him on. There you go.
Can you teach me to sing falsetto?
Stand up right now.
Stand up, drop your trousers.
Anyone that love your trousers? Let's start. Let's jump into the deep end.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you have to stand up? No. But where do they start? In the stomach?
Your belt.
You've sold 100 million records.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, roughly, right? One of the most successful songwriting partnerships of all time.
Because we had Mel C on last week and we had Noel Gallagher on a couple of weeks before that. And if you actually, we were working out, if you add up all the albums that the Spice Girls and Oasis have sold together, they're still nowhere close to 100 million records? Well, they haven't been around as long as we have. Yes, I think there may also be something to do with the fact that the Spice Girls were rubbish. Well, I feel a Graham Norton situation creeping up here. Could be the Spice Girls.
So you don't have to. If you think they're fine, just
No.
if you think you're fine, just nod. And if you don't, just wink with that eye.
Wink?
So the Spice Girls are very good, aren't they?
Andy was with us and joined us in Houston. And to come on and do You Should Be Dancing with us, and he was sharing my microphone. And I could see the tears in his eyes as well.
He's standing on his foot?
Yeah, I was.
But we were very, very young. We were
preteens.
Preteens.
Yeah, this is preteens.
Yeah.
When you set fire to a butcher's shop.
Yeah. It was empty.
And it was empty. Fair enough. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
No meat was wasted.
No meat was in there, and no people were in there.
You set fire to a car.
No animals.
No animals. Set fire to a car.
But nobody owned it.
Nobody owned it. Good.
When once he saw us, he went, "Oh no,
Carnaby Street for you."
Send them to Carnaby Street immediately."
Yeah, it's £300. Is that what he said, really?
No, he said, "Go buy some clothes."
What was the maddest thing you ever got up to?
Oh, God, I can't remember. I was probably... I don't know.
Seriously, what was the most rock and roll thing that the Bee Gees have ever done?
I mean, I used to get outside windows and walk on, on the side of buildings around, 8 floors up, without realising.
Hang on, like 8 floors up?
Yeah.
Like a Spider-Man type thing?
Yeah, like a Spider-Man action, you can, if you will.
And were you sober?
Probably not. Otherwise I wouldn't be out there.
That's very true. And so what did you do? Were you just going alongside other windows?
I'm thinking it was great fun.
So someone was maybe in a hotel room, getting it on with their missus, and suddenly one of the Bee Gees would be at one of the windows.
That could have happened. It probably did, only I don't remember any kind of hostile face telling me to get out of there.
So they're there and they're doing the job, and I think I'm coming back tonight. Hey? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
The Woman in You, the song that's in the American charts right now, is more aggressive and more sexual than prior Bee Gees stuff.
Sexual?
Yeah,
there's a word on a Sunday afternoon on Radio 1.
A little close to the bone, I know.
Would you like to be more explicit, or perhaps that probably wouldn't be a good idea?
Maybe on the Vicar might be listening.
Could well be.
You kind of still live a bit of a rock and roll lifestyle, don't you?
Well, not to the point where, one night stands and all that. So we do select venues now rather than go on the road doing shows every night.
Oh, you're talking about shows then?
Well, how do you mean with the rock and roll lifestyle?
I don't know. I was still in the one night stands.
No, not that kind of one night stand.
All right, no.
Not sexual one night
No.
stands. No.
Is there much of that? Has there been much of that over the years?
Of course there has.
Has there?
Yes.
And was it all good?
Some good, some not so good. I mean, He's not going to argue with that.
All the time, I have some not so good, some not so good.
Exactly. You're a man of the world.
I'm a man of the world. I've seen my fair share of action.
Yeah.
Could have done.
Yeah.
You start a new world tour.
Yes.
After 6 years of absence. What kind of audience do you expect? Because the public has changed. I think
different ages, I think.
Yes.
I think so, yeah. I think we're going to have a wide spectrum of an audience. People from...
We've heard from the ticket sales that it's a lot of them are kids, teenagers, and old ones too, so... We shall be there anyway. And you can expect a good show.
Maurice, it was just... Were you actually... It was a terrible thing.
Yes, the ratings dropped. Someone doesn't rain. I was sitting nearest Johnny Carson. I stood up, past the wind, and and I think Johnny Carson. So you could see a little sort of look of disapproval in his eyes, and then he turned away. But that was nothing. And then I sat on Ed McMahon's lap and gave him a sort of French kiss.
You're all on your second marriages. Is it better second time round?
I've been married for 20 odd years now. They've all been odd. Very odd years. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I've been married 15 now this time. big difference in the first 6 I had with Lou.
First 6 marriages.
I was on
all on one album, and you won't see me. All these trailer. The
I was on a
Beatles,
skiing trip.
whatever.
I was on a skiing trip in Delhi.
Can I finish my note?
I was on a skiing trip in Delhi, and I was with Al Jolson at the time. We
Will you
walked into this
shut up?
record shop. Hang on. We walked into this record shop, and we looked at this label. It had all these songs on it, and Al said to me, "Robin, look, the same song here as I'm singing." And
Anyway, as I was saying,
Because we've got all these new blue jeans that Mum and Dad bought us, so we thought we'd call ourselves the Blue Cats. And
we did wear underpants at first. We could call ourselves the Underpants.
yes, because we thought that was too.
no problem. And I think one of the best covers we've ever done was Andy Williams' "How Can You Mend a Broken Heart," and Johnny Mathis. We did a lovely
Someone
version
shaved
of that.
my wife tonight.
And Someone Kissed My Backside. That was great, that one. How Can You Mend a Twisted Fart? That was a good one as well.
Someone shaved my wife last night.
Yeah, that one was a good one.
Someone shaved my wife last night.
Is this what runs through your head?
Didn't they?
I was a tosser.
Is that enough as a justification?
Well, no, there's a difference between being a prat and being a tosser.
Yeah.
It takes practice. Being a prat, you can go to heaven, but if you're a tosser...
What would be your answer then?
My answer, I came and I went, and in between was padding.
What's going to happen? What would you like to see happen? The open-ended future question.
Open-ended trousers, perhaps. New fashion. Speaking of open-ended trousers, how are you? Are you ready? To conclude the interview, give me some first reactions to some names.
Okay.
Barbara Streisand.
Oh, wonderful.
Professional.
Australia.
Gorgeous.
Youth.
You don't have any, Rob?
Oh, I thought you were
He fell asleep already.
I thought you were just looking for one of us for a...
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to mention cross-dressing.
Cross-dressing, impossible.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.
On that corner is where we used to play and hope to get discovered, which didn't happen.
Yeah, we used to look for talent scouts we used to look for.
Yeah.
But we had this image of talent scouts looking like scouts. A uniform, shorts and big hat, you know.
Yeah, but if you've got the patience to walk with us for a second. Walk with us for a second, Rob.
Just don't get struck by lightning.
Barry Gibb again. Now he's going to do a song now, so I'll leave the stage to him. Careless as he is. There he is again. Now Barry Gibb, as I'll repeat myself, Barry Gibb. Cool, at the present moment he's moving his jacket. You ain't seen anything. You haven't seen anything yet, folks. There's more than the jacket to go. Hang on. Give me that mic back, Mike Steve. Yes, folks. As much as I hate talking, I leave the stage in the careless hands.
Take your time.
You? This man is a fool. Barry Gibb. As much as I hate speaking, Barry Gibb.
Well, you've got to remember that you're writing for a woman. If it's a woman, in fact, you're writing for, like Diana Ross or indeed Barbara, it is a woman, and you're no longer writing for a man's thoughts. So it's like directing a film in a way. You have to put words in their mouths, and you have to give them the right thing to say for them.
Pretend we had to wear a dress for 3 weeks.
We had to wear dresses, yes. You, for instance, Barbara Streisand would want to say something about how independent she is, because she is. So in her records, you might want to incorporate a little bit of that independence, like I'm a Woman in Love. It's her right. It's like things like that. And she was a little afraid of singing a song like that.
So you kind of become her.
Well,
her voice becomes another instrument.
Not all the way.
Not all the way. Makeup,
Yeah.
Not even once.
Well, you have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, just to the wig. Yeah.
But you have to, it's like acting. You have to assume the role mentally and write in that way. But writing for Kenny, I guess, we all white beards.
Cowboy hats. But it was fun writing with Dolly Parton.
You're from the Isle of Man, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. We're Manx. Yeah.
Because people say it's Manchester, but you...
We were born in Douglas, in the Isle of Man, the three of us. Every time my mother got pregnant, she went for a holiday in the Isle of Man. And she got pregnant with us three, of course, but not all at the same time, of course.
Why are you still together?
We all owe each other money.
I see. It's easy but primarily because we're brothers, probably.
Yes, I mean, we're each other's best friends. It's and we all have our houses close to each other. It was a dream.
If anything goes wrong, we can sue each other.
Isn't it?
It's from the album, it's our new single, For Whom the Bell Tolls, it's called. And it's a ballad.
It's a ballad.
Yeah, and what did you say earlier, Barry? You didn't say anything, did you, Chuck?
It's a kind of a...
In case you did, so shut up.
It's a kind of a torch song, really, isn't it?
Well, you said that word earlier, torch song. A word to conjure. No, I said it, and you said, oh. And...
It's been great to meet you.
Would you like
to sing it for us, For Whom the Bell Tolls, the Bee Gees? Thank you.
I don't think we could have actually created the songs that we've done in our careers had it not been for Bruno's assistance. He was there when we... I remember we were writing How Deep Is Your Love. He came up with How Deep. Yeah. And when we were writing Saturday Night Fever, he came up with Saturday.
We used to actually get within the top 5 predictions, you know. We used to always make the predictions. We never made the chart.
We were the hottest group. We were the only group, we're going to tell you, we were the only group that celebrated when we actually made #1 in the predictions. I'm not joking, we did. It was pathetic.
Literally after you got off the boat, Robert Stigwood signed you up if this is not correct, and bang, you had a recording contract like that.
I'm not sure it was a bang.
More like a thumb.
More of a thumb.
And we were sort of concerned that we didn't want to end up in oblivion simply because we'd had a lot of success.
There's not many people in that country anymore,
No.
Presumably, I mean, all this cash, all this dough and all this, the whole thing, I mean, you know, is it something you ever get used to? Can you ever believe that it's really you?
No.
I mean, you've got amazing freedom now, haven't you?
In a way.
Or haven't you? Or are you...
Well, no, because we're sort of, you know, we're sort of trapped by the game itself. It's not,
Sort of being locked in, we're locked out.
Yeah.
Diana Ross recently with Chain Reaction.
Yeah. But no one changed their face to look like Diana.
No, I was Diana Ross.
No, in fact, Diana Ross changed her face to look like Robin.
Yeah, in Chain Reaction, you see the video, well, that's actually me in a dress with a dark face.
Yeah.
Super.
One of the greatest quiet moments in Robin's life.
Yes, I still pause about that very, very special moment.
You see a little tear coming.
Little tear, piece of saliva.
Yeah. I thought it was makeup. But anyway, that was a big record in Australia. Yeah. I thought it was makeup. But anyway, that was a big record in Australia. Do you still have a soft spot for
Diana Ross?
Yeah.
In the morning of my life, the minutes take so long to drift away. Please be patient with your life. It's only morning and you're still to live your day.
Well, you have your medallion, do you?
I know my hairy chest.
Yeah, but I mean, Robin, in fact, has a hairier bum than he has a hairier chest. But you never saw that in the disco period, man.
You always travel with, say, 10 musicians as you have out here?
They always want to go. We're always travelling. They're always travelling with us.
No, there's
a loophole in the contract.
This is probably why we're still, you know, succeeding today in a sense, because, you know, we've never let anything get on top of us. But they did, you know.
Apart from women.
Apart from women.
Yeah.
Well, not all that often, I hope.
As often as possible. We can't get too much bigger in.
It's irrelevant, BO as well. Boeing, being up there. Now, you see, the thing is, we have an obligation to those who appreciate our records and those who are our audience. And if they recognise it and appreciate our music, then it's only our obligation to our audience to bring to them our sound that we have made. Then they are, shut up, the money, bargain for their money. If not, then they're still hearing us singing. It's certainly not cover up for our voices.
You can keep on going, boy.
You're doing very well. Do you always
have a shot of this microphone. Let's take a shot of it.
Come on, that nearly ruptured.
Look at that microphone. Look at that.
This is made.
You must look at that microphone. I'm the man who does the sound.
No, this is not a technical hitch.
Do you always have Bill Shepherd doing your arranging for you? Do any of you ever do any of your own arranging?
We do a lot of...
We ourselves chose to actually get out of the...
We had to back away.
...limelight, to get away from the image that the media wanted to create for the Bee Gees. So we wanted to throw ourselves into producing and writing.
But that did something for us in the in the respect that it stretched our songwriting. It gave us
And
a
your
chance.
underpants as well,
we iron our own underpants, incidentally.
you do.
You know, and Linda's going sort of, just a minute, sort of this six Indians stood outside the door, you know. And Jack was
an American.
Well, yeah, God knows what's going to happen with this next American show.
Has the audience reaction, which has been good, surprised you?
They've been marvellous. They've been fantastic. The people are a lot warmer. Not just towards us, they are in general.
You see, that does not.
Now, I wonder why we didn't sell records in Australia.
Not many groups can do that.
Not many want to.
Well, normal. Don't forget we all have families, so we've all got children, and can't get away with what lawyers can't do the normal things like. Most our home life is very, very normal. There's no show business in our homes. There's a couple of clowns maybe and a few jugglers, fire eaters. The Australian people are very strong people. So you've got, to us anyway, what we've learned is that they're the most critical audiences in the world to work in front of. The RSL clubs in particular during that period, very tough audiences. If you didn't please those people, you were never going to make it. So it was great grounding for us.
Most of them are drunk, but
it's pretty hard to please.
Well, no, but if you didn't please those people, you pretty much knew about it right off the bat.
Yeah. So they throw glasses at you and everything.
No, but I was your quoted again as saying that you didn't go after the money. It wasn't money that you wanted, it was fame.
It was fame.
Well, yeah, because...
and then the money.
And then the money.
You have hobbies? You have hobbies?
Some different. I have photography. I love photography. Yeah. Robin loves reading. And
I don't really have a hobby as such.
No. So we all love this.
I can't talk about my hobby.
No.
The new album you've got out is Size Isn't Everything.
That's right.
It's not personal.
Well, it's not biographical anyway.
Yeah, we went to see our old house at Bronte Beach yesterday, and it's been a long time. It's 24 years ago. And
we have a clip of you. If we can just, guys, clear the monitors. We have a clip of you, I think, as teenagers. And look at them! Wow! Were you? How old were you?
Rowan and I were 13.
About 12 and 13. No, it's 63. Can people hear us talking right now? Yeah. So 12 and 13.
No, that was actually 2 weeks ago. We were doing this little party. I don't want to get into detail.
It is like that. There is a sort of... like a radio track. It's exactly like that. It's almost as if somebody's already written the songs in the air and they're giving them to us. Because as if they're all written, but they're only written for us, out there, for us to receive. Well, that's the thing. Stuart may have picked up a couple.
My back got bad, and I found out I needed a laminectomy, so I had back surgery, and from then on...
And you, Robin, have been generally...
I'm in fantastic health, Larry. I can't complain.
You've always been okay?
I've always been okay, touch wood. Tell the truth. Well, I wake up sometimes pretty miserable. But apart from that...
Do you feel like the stable element of the Bee Gees?
I don't feel like... I feel like I'm sometimes living in a stable.
No, I mean, do you feel like God has blessed me? Nothing's ever wrong.
Compared to these two, yes.
That's what I mean.
Gosh, we've missed this. We haven't done... it's been too long since we did this kind of thing. Is this why the world tour?
Well, I think
Have you seen the
bees around you?
For ice creams and goodies.
Yeah. So you don't know then? No, I can't find it.
A simple Italian peasant.
Apart from being artists and performers, we're also recording artists and songwriters and producers, and brain surgeons on the weekend. And these things have to be taken into account, and you have to sort of weave in and out. If you're touring all the time, you can't be writing for other people, you can't be making records.
You're a patient.
And you're a patient waiting.
Did you enjoy watching that?
Yeah,
it was sort of brought back a lot of memories.
I was done in the days of romantic records.
Yeah.
What do you think about your
appearances?
with your cup.
Or you said what we sounded like and what we looked...
How many children between you?
105.
Well, we've never had any children between us. I mean, that's a...
Oh, yes, no, we don't do it together.
Really? We all have our own delegation. Go ahead,
I have a boy and a girl, Adam and Samantha, 22 and 18 years old.
I've got 3 children, Spencer, Melissa, and Robin John.
And I have 5 children. Eventually, we would have had to come together simply because we're a family.
And we needed the money.
We're enjoying our career today more than any other time in our career.
Because there's a bit more experience, bit more, what is it?
Apart from the fact there's no alternative, we're enjoying it very much.
Yeah.
He's given up his paper round.
And I've given up a paper.
we went right down to the bottom again. In between 1970 and 1975, we really could not get a hit record to save our lives. And we went right down to what you might call the wilderness, the pop wilderness. You're gone, you know?
Which is below nothing.
Which is below nothing. And what happens is all of the people that were hanging on your coattails and swinging around you when you were on top suddenly disappear. And you actually realize that those people weren't your friends, and they just go. You're gone. You're not famous
and
anymore.
When you get back again, the same people come out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nobody wants the money. I mean, there must be an awful lot of money now.
Money.
Yes. There must be.
What about the money?
Rich as Croesus, the money.
What about the money?
And we have some of it, I'm sorry. The money must be an awful lot of money now, and it must have been very hard to learn to manage that much money. But of course, you're musicians, you're songwriters, you're singers, you're performers.
It's easy.
Is it really easy to manage?
Surely must be lawyers as well. We're actually accountants before we were actually pop stars.
Well, it's a bit like Mick Jagger. He was an economist. He got his degree in economy at school, yeah.
No, he went to the London School of
We've
Economics.
never... That's right.
Yes, there you go.
But we've never been experts in money, but we've always had, for 25 years, we've had the best advisors in the world. We think we have. Our attorney is a British attorney. We don't have any other attorneys. He's our international attorney.
And no matter what, we still get our £25 a week.
He's an international man of mystery.
Because we know it ourselves, it's a good song. No matter who wrote it, we can feel that we did something right there, you know?
What's that one?
How Deep Is Your Love?
Yeah. That's the one we stole.
You mentioned, sorry Mo, you mentioned that there have been ups and downs and things like that. Well, I think those are the things that have kept us going.
Yeah.
As opposed to always having good things, you know? I think you have to have a roller coaster ride.
I think it was the depression and the bouts in the asylum that did it, but after that, everything seemed rosy. The electric shock therapy.
The electric shock treatment worked a treat, there's no question about that.
When you recorded something like Massachusetts, did you come out of the session that night thinking, this is great, we've got the whole recording world at our fingertips?
No.
No?
Okay, what a load of crap. No, I was drunk at the time.
Come on, it's easy to say looking back, but presumably...
It's true, though.
Really?
I mean, I've never known anybody to rave about anything that's been a number one before it came out, because everyone said it was number one. You think, that's it, that's the magic sound. It's going to be number one all over the world. I'm telling you, it's going to be gold in 5 weeks. It's not the way it works. Everyone did the Saturday Night Fever stuff. You know, everybody thinks, God, when those songs were finished in the studio, everybody must have gone in and absolutely fallen over on the floor thinking, good God, a phenomenon. I can hear it. It's born. It's here. Don't move, you know, go and get my bank account ready. It's not quite like that at all.
I'm not sure that I believe you.
We suggested the title for the movie. We said, how about Saturday Night Fever for the name of the film? And then everyone said, no, it's too pornographic. So that went out the window. And then they said, and then we played Night Fever and the songs, I don't know. It's got to be an integral part of the overall movie. Or get out, you know. Start again.
The students get a surprise visit from a rather special guest.
Hello, everyone. Wonderful show. A great show. How are you all feeling?
We've been waiting to have a conversation with you.
Oh, we're not hostile, were we?
Now, you came in once. I can't believe they've come back again because they like it so much. We love you.
We love you too.
No, but we do love you.
We love you.
No, but we love you.
We really love you.
You win again. Some never try, but if anybody can, we can.
You're not going to be judged on this, right? It's just having fun singing these songs. They'll probably be judging me, actually. They're going to be judging you. I won't be judged. Well, Richard will probably judge me afterwards.
Before all these phenomenal hits that you guys have written, you were writing songs. Probably first. I always told you were writing love songs at 12. What the heck can you know about love? What do you write about? Conkers?
Have you met our sister?
No. Well, I was always in love when I was a kid, not a teenager. But my first song, the first idea was...
He was always on his own.
On my own.
Robin, there you are. There was a shot of you nodding, looking delighted.
Nodding off, yeah.
No. Do you want to go to sleep now?
Now?
Yeah, no.
I thought I was nodding off now.
No, we'll do dancing.
So I'm confused. I don't know whether I'm there or here.
Okay, no, you're here, darling. Do a roly-poly. Wake him up.
But long after you're gone, those songs will still be here.
Well, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Because we're going to leave them. We're going to leave them here behind.
We thought we might take them with us.
I was at your concert in 1970 at Avery Fish.
Oh, so you were the one.
I'm walking around, I'm seeing a lot of awards, I'm seeing plaques on the wall. If you can distill one accomplishment down, Sesame Street Fever.
Well, what can you say about Sesame Street? That hasn't already been said already. So it was a triumph deluxe.
Why are you guys still able to do it and a whole bunch of other people are not? Because we're the Bee Gees.
Well, we don't get out much. So we tend to write a lot. I think we love music.
Because we don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah, it's true. Right. But it just shows you that people even in those days thought very big, you know.
Yeah,
big. Good grief.
Okay, well listen, David.
We're going.
We know we were both born.
We know we were born in the Isle of Man.
We were born in the Isle of Man in the same.
That's a dead certainty.
Jane Crook Hall
Nursing Home.
And you were born first. I know because I read the Douglas Examiner from that time.
And I'm glad you did.
And it mentions it. It says, to Barbara and you give a son.
A son.
And we're proud. Thank you, Doctor.
We think that we have the creative capacity between us to do so. We don't think it should be just audio. And we'll be looking towards that.
Start doing photographs for Hustler on the weekend.
I don't think we'll ever stop writing now. I mean, even as we get older,
We can write for Hustler on the weekend.
We can be writing for Hustler.
We can write. We do that hack job for Hustler.
Yeah.
I was about 3 or 4, and Robin and Mo were about 1 or 2. We found a baby in a box, floating down the stream. And we have no knowledge to this day.
Orbison, wasn't it? But somehow when you get up there, the magic, the crowd, the smell of the audience, everything just seems...
The roar of the grease paint?
Yes, the roar of the grease paint, the smell of the crowd. The fear and the trembling and the beads of sweat on the brow tend to all fall away, and one finds one in their own element.
There's nothing like it, is there?
No.
The point is that we are human too. We wouldn't wear
We don't like it either.
In fact, you may secretly try them on some night.
What sort of people were hangers-on then? What sort of people were they? The people who you lost immediately when you lost that first friend?
Lawyers, politicians, judges.
I think we want to perform again. I think that's what it is.
Get back on the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be terrific.
The drudgery of the road. One night stand, no meal.
You can come with us too.
Will you stick it?
And you got on a fairly firm footing with each other again. And 1972 saw a marvellous hit, Run to Me.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was... Did you play that one on the...
Oh, yes.
Can you strum that one for us?
Yes, we would, with great pleasure.
Do you know in Rome you'd be bloody popular?
In Rome, you're a schmuck. Last time I saw a head like yours, then I hook in it.
You're on now.
No, but now you get your fight. We don't fight.
I know what you're talking about.
We don't.
You know, we swim with the sharks. You know what I'm saying? You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And Vince is over there now, a salesman, and I don't know what Colin's doing now.
So they're not touring Australia as the Bee Gees or anything like that?
They came to our concert when we were last there last year.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And they enjoyed it, did they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were the only two in the audience that threw cabbages.
Because I don't remember having many relatives when we were kids.
Yeah.
Because we were very isolated. We weren't that well off. We didn't have any presents at Christmas. So, you know, a plastic trumpet. And we were copying what was on the radio. Like, we were pretending we were like 8 years old. We were imagining writing songs for their next single. Let's pretend to write their next single. Still pretending. And in a way, I think we were a bit like the male Brontes. That we never had any friends, very isolated. It's a very windy part of Manchester.
Robin, ¿le gustaría ser cuñado de Victoria Principal?
I'm seeing a lady at the moment called Gladys Trubshaw, and it would be very interesting if she would like to be Andy Gibbs' sister-in-law. But nobody's ever asked her. Poor Gladys, I feel sorry for her sometimes.
It's amazing. I mean, when I was reading the amount of songs, the amount of records you've sold, what is the secret? I mean, it's 35 years after New Millennium, and Bee Gees is still here.
I don't think we have it. I don't think there is a secret. No? I just
Well,
think
there is, but I'm keeping it.
Yes. How to Fall in Love Part 1 is probably the real basis behind that song is the older man, younger girl syndrome. That's basically what the song is about.
Well, I've also interpreted it, some of it as being experience. No matter how much experience you've had of falling in love, whenever you do, experience goes out the window.
And does anybody really fall in love?
I know.
This is the mythical question, the age-old question. What is love?
I was always in love when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, with yourself. Yeah. Yeah. But you were on your own when you first had sex, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah. See.
He's one of the world's greatest lovers. He knows. He taught himself. He taught himself, didn't he?
Yes. Those great words of wisdom.
We all taught ourselves.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say it.
But I was a quick learner, though.
Oh yeah, learned very quickly.
I've still got the video.
Yeah.
We were like the Bronte sisters without the skirts, although that's not necessarily true either. But that's another story.
But there's all kinds of love. There's love between a man and his dog. There's
love between two dogs.
There's love between two women, which is my favourite.
Okay. Let's not forget that.
Well, no, come on, don't cross the line.
Well, I'm not going to bring donkeys into it. That's why I got stuck with the dog.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a love between a matador and his bull, which doesn't last very long. It's about 45 minutes, and then there's a sword in the back.
But the Barbers used to live in this house. Well, there was Florence Barber. Florence Barber lived here.
Right.
Florence Barber was my first kiss. And she told me that she would kiss me if I went and cleaned my teeth.
Fair enough.
Which I thought was a fair comment.
This is the name of the album, Sizes and Everything, and it's a fun title, as you can gather, by three fun guys, and because that's the kind of guys we are. It's we didn't want to actually, excuse me, that could be my publisher, and it's Paul McCartney. I want my book back.
But the ironic thing was, we couldn't stop singing Lights on Broadway when we recorded it, so we kept singing Lights on Broadway and finished it. The irony is, when the record came out and it debuted on the charts on Billboard, it debuted as Lights on Broadway. A mistake of a typographical error. Just for 1 week. Isn't that strange? Well, I thought it was fascinating anyway.